welcome to the You Haven't Seen That podcast. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh.
And today we are reviewing Predator. Josh, talk to me about what even is Predator?
Predator is a film that came out in 1987, the year I was born.
Hell yeah.
So we have all these people are famous, directors or whoever. But this director, John McTiernan, he's the director of Die Hard, Last Action Hero, Medicine Man, and a couple other really good action films. You know, he's had some legal problems, so this is why we haven't really seen him do anything most recently, even though I was just looking up that he's been asked to do all these other films and had to pass on them. And
we were talking before the pod, you said it's wiretapping?
Yeah, I guess some kind of wiretapping that the FBI was investigating.
Weird.
And then, of course, I think there was I think I saw that his wife sued him for something that might have been involved with the wiretapping as well. So, yeah, he hasn't really been around for a while.
Okay.
Of course, we know who's in it. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers. Those are really the two big names in the movie. Jesse Ventura, was he a wrestler or whatever?
Yeah, and he became like a governor of Minnesota.
Yeah.
I remember I saw his face and I was like, why do I know your face?
Yeah, and I'm probably forgetting other people. Shane Black is in this. He's one of the other soldiers in the group. But he becomes a director and does actually a sequel, one of the other mini sequels of Predator. Did you know what the story was about with Predator before coming in and watching this movie?
So before I watched it, the stuff I knew were, you son of a bitch. I have Vietnam, because I know it takes place in the jungle, but I wasn't really sure where. And there's like helicopters, I think. So that sounds like Vietnam. The Predator has heat vision, and he's invisible. And, I didn't realize until I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger say the word chopper, like, within, like, the first 2 or 3 minutes of the movie, it was like, get to the chopper! Like, who doesn't know that one? Those were all of the things I knew about Predator.
Yeah, so you definitely got the memes from this movie. I mean, that's kind of our present-day pop culture is, like, the memes from older movies. And obviously you saw quite a few of them from here, you know, the Dylan, you son of a bitch, which I have a friend named Dylan, so the next time I see him, that's probably what's going to happen since we just recently watched this movie.
Well, that's become a meme format at this point.
Yeah, it pretty much is, yeah. And then all the one-liners are like, I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever, you know, there's the few pussy jokes that Shane Black tells.
Okay, I know we're not in the review part, but when I heard those, I was like, these are the stupidest jokes I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I'll kind of add on to that because this is, when I rewatched it, I was like, oh man, this is interesting. I think it reminds of people of Vietnam because of the helicopters in the jungle, but I think this takes place in Latin America because they do speak Spanish. So they're supposed to be going into whatever country. It doesn't really explain what country they're in, but it is a Latin American country, very jungle-like. And the whole mission is to go in there and rescue some hostages. And Dutch's team, which is Arnold, is a really good team they do rescue missions. And he makes it a good point, like, you know, we're not assassins, we rescue people. He doesn't do, you know, the really nasty parts of war and murder and crimes, which is
he says that, but also like as soon as you get to the team, like they have like the minigun and like every assault rifle known to man. I'm like, don't you do all the nasty parts of war? Because you guys feel very prepared. Because again, I'm coming at this no nostalgia, never seen this before. I literally knew like 5 bullet points about this, but for me, like there were 3 big takeaways. Takeaway number 1, I thought the writing was atrocious. There's like no B plot. There's no themes. It's just an A plot that you could get from like an 8-year-old. Like there's some people in the jungle and we have to go get them, but there's also an alien, and then the alien kills them all until the last guy kills the alien. The end. And I'm like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, I will jump in and definitely say like this movie's definitely so simplistic. Like there's really not a lot to it when it comes to any really character development. Like nobody really develops into anything. It's basically you get Dutch.
Yeah.
And the Predator.
Yeah.
Really.
And then everybody else is like, I could feel them like trying to arc Dylan, Carl Weathers' character.
Yeah.
I could feel them like try to arc him where he's like, what is it? I don't even remember what happened because this whole movie is just like walking around in the jungle and then there are explosions. And then you walk in the jungle some more and then there's explosions. It's the part where he and the guy who was like Jesse Ventura's best friend go off together and Dutch is all like, oh no, I let me go instead. And Dylan's like, no, maybe I picked up some of your bad habits. I'm like, when, Carl Weathers? Just the past 5 seconds? The one thing that I actually really enjoyed about the movie is I never say this about movies. This is not a thing that I normally like about movies. But you got to give credit where credit's due. They had a really good gore guy on this movie. The gore was...
Yep.
That's high quality gore.
And I'll touch a little bit on it because of who the gore guys are. Creature effects, obviously, the Predator, you're one ugly motherfucker. But it goes back to our last episode with Aliens. Stan Winston, who
same guy?
his company designed the creatures and creature effects.
Nice.
Also, when I was looking up kind of who else was working on there, the gore, it's Greg Nicotero, who, if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, he's the big, like, gore guy and zombie designer on that show, and he really became a household name because of that show. But yeah, Greg Nicotero has worked in like Hollywood for years, helping with like the gore and special effects. So the characters specifically have kind of like their own, I guess you say, design and characteristics to them. Like I said, like Jesse Ventura's character, Tyrannosaurus sexual Rex, whatever. Like these guys are all macho guys. Like the very beginning of watching the movie and you get introduced to these characters, it's like, man, if this isn't the macho movie, then I don't know what. Because like that's what these guys are. They are the macho men of the 1980s.
Well, and so this is kind of like what I'm so curious to hear what you think about my take, just because of like the whole movie. I was kind of going through this process where I'm watching it, and it's, you know, big, manly, burly men being big and manly and burly. And at the beginning, like, Dutch has his cigar, and then, like, part of the way through, what's his name, Billy, like, drinks out of that vine. And I, like, jokingly wrote, haha, they can't stop filleting things. And then I was like, wait a minute, is this being homoerotic? And I kept, like, going back and forth. I'm like, no, the homoeroticism is accidental. But is it accidental?
Yeah. Well, it's the 80s, so I'm pretty sure it was accidental.
That's the thing. Again, they've got like the cigar and the vine. I don't know, man. And also like the camera. Okay, so like there have been arguments in like film theory that like there's no such thing as a female gaze because like men have like codified so much of film language, and therefore like even what you would consider female gaze is male gaze. So guys would argue like, oh no, we just like made all these shirtless, sweaty men for the women. When no, you did it because guys love a power fantasy. They like seeing a shirtless, sweaty guy. Yeah. That's fine. So that's why I'm like, okay, you know, this isn't what it really is. It's not real homoeroticism. But then on the other hand, like there are times that the camera is like lingering really hard on like people's butts, and maybe that's just the framing, but like somebody had to put the camera there. Or like there's a thing that they do multiple times where they have Arnold Schwarzenegger like slither, not crawl, slither across the ground so that you can see his shoulders, and a bunch of times where they show him like pulling himself like onto a riverbank covered in muck so you can see like his shoulders and his biceps. Eventually he covers himself in mud, which picks up the light so you can see the shoulders and the biceps. And I'm like, is it accidental? It feels like it's straight guys who straightly appreciate their straight bros, straight bodies for straight reasons. And I don't like, is that something you picked up on? Because I really couldn't help. But like once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And I saw it within like 5 minutes.
I could see where you're going with that. But no, I did not pick up on any of those. I mean, yeah.
And that's why I want to hear your thoughts on this, because again, once I saw it, again, it took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely accidental, because I don't think they thought about, there's going to be dudes that are going to really like these dudes, but,
But I mean,
who knows?
Like I guess that's another question is like, maybe this is a weird question to ask you specifically since you're my brother-in-law, but like, what would you say is the line between like homoeroticism in a gay way and homoeroticism in a straight way, when like the end goal is let's appreciate a handsome guy?
I don't know if I have an answer for you on that one. That one I'll have to think about.
I agree with you. I don't think it was like intentional, but like the question of whether or not it was intentional is like not even that interesting of a question to me. Yeah. Like there were definitely some guys in the 80s who probably had Predator on repeat. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure. You look at like in the movie, like later on as they go deeper into the jungle, it's getting hotter and stuff. And that's the thing is, Anna had mentioned, weird things happen when it's hotter, and they lose a lot more of their clothes.
They're taking off their clothes.
So is it intentional or unintentional?
And actually,
I don't know.
That was something else that I was thinking about too, is I was like, okay, if we're talking male gaze here, then obviously we should be paying attention like what's happening with Anna, because that's where the camera typically would linger. And the camera does not care about her.
Does not. Well, I mean,
all.
The whole story doesn't even care about her, because she's really just like,
she's not even an exposition.
Yeah, I don't even want to say she's like she's not even like a plot device or anything. She's the only thing left of this place that we just blew the hell up.
Yeah,
and she's got information, but it's like the whole time I was thinking like, how do you know that she has information? Yeah, like is she really part of this like regime here, or like I don't know.
I got the impression that Dylan thought she had information apropos of nothing. And then, like, once they had her, Dutch was like, well, I have to protect her because I'm not a dickhead. Yeah. I'm not going to, like, throw this poor woman to the wolves.
And I definitely think Dutch is the type of, like, protect women, children at all costs.
Yeah.
One of those characters that you see quite a bit in films.
Yeah. Where,
you know, we don't sacrifice them, you know, we save them. He's more of he would be that hero if he was in
white hat
any other
guy.
In the other film.
Yeah. But like why she was even written in the first place, like completely mystified me. Yeah. Like last episode we were talking about aliens, of course, and I was curious about like why Newt is there and whether or not she's just there to be like, you know, to like feminize Sigourney Weaver a little bit, to give her like something to fight for, something to like go back and have a final confrontation with or whatever. But like with Anna, I like could not detect a single reason for her inclusion in the narrative. Yeah. It was so strange. And she's not even there to be eye candy, which like, I mean, good for them. They didn't turn the one lady into eye candy. They have plenty
totally could have, but
they have plenty of eye candy in all of the other gentlemen. But like, I don't know. It was very strange. The writing was very strange. Oh, also another thing, maybe this is something you can explain to me because I don't know like the deep Predator lore or whatever, but as soon as Dutch said it, I remembered it. He was like, oh, don't touch the weapons because, like, it won't attack you if you have a weapon because it's not good sport. But then, like, so the movie immediately breaks that by, like, having the Predator just randomly kill, like, I don't know, some little animal or something, which obviously, like, I don't think it had an AK-47 or anything. And so I was like, is that real lore? Where did Dutch get that? What is happening? In any part of this movie, what is happening?
Yeah. The lore with that... there is lore that the Predators only want to fight somebody that's either equal or better to them, which you'll see that in other movies, and they talk about all that. But in this one, I think either Dutch kind of figures it out, or it's just in the writing, or he assumes that if you're not a threat, this thing does not go after you. So... And I'm trying to remember when he figures that out, because he definitely doesn't let Anna have a gun. He like kicks it out of her hand and stuff like that.
But then like every single time he's about to like, I remember there was one time where like the Predator turns up and you can see him reach for his gun, a gun he doesn't have, and instead of being like, oh, that was a reflex, good thing I don't have a gun, the look on his face is like, shit, now I can't shoot this thing. And I'm like, sir, you literally just said that it won't attack you if you don't have a gun, so like why are you worried?
Yeah. But then I think probably at this point, the Predator and him are kind of like in their hunting game, which to me, I don't know if you felt this way too. It's two movies. Really.
Kind of.
It's almost two movies, because you have this war aspect at the very beginning, then you get to the Predator part when he starts taking them out. Like to me, it's like a combination of two films. That's what I see a little bit with this movie, where like some of the other movies, especially like the second Predator, I think it kind of starts with, this is a little bit of this movie, but then we get into the Predator parts. But then when the movies the next Predator movies, it really starts just boom, we're Predator and we're going on. Mm-hmm. But that's how I felt with this movie, and always kind of felt like it's kind of like two movies, because like it's called The Predator, and really the third act is all the Predator parts.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised that so much of the beginning, like, you get to go into like Predator vision, which is neat. Mm-hmm. But like it isn't really present for the easily the first third. And then, like, middle third, they kind of know that it's there. And then last third is, like, the face-off or whatever. Yeah. What is the story behind the production on this? Because, like, Aliens, obviously that's a sequel to Alien. I don't actually know where Alien came from. But, like, was Predator made as, like, a response to the Alien franchise?
I wouldn't say so. Because it's definitely, like, 5 years later. So I believe Alien was 82. Predator's 87. So that's 5 years later.
I mean, on paper, they're very similar. You have an alien force that's, like, kind of unstoppable. They have, like, special blood. And it feels like they looked at everything about the alien queen that was like, oh, this is something neat. And then they were like, well, how can we punch it up? Well, what if it has a gun? And, like, what if it can become invisible? And what if it's, like, super smart? Like, the alien queen feels like the raptors from Jurassic Park, where like it's smart but it's not human smart, whereas like the Predator literally has, like, I don't know, a tactical nuke on its arm or something. So it clearly had to have developed some level of technology for that. And it almost feels like some exec or some writer was like, oh, you thought the alien queen was cool, well, wait till you get a load of this. And then they decided to make a movie out of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of response from the movies, because there's definitely a connection after these movies. Which I think is definitely like an afterthought into the 90s and stuff.
Exactly.
And then we all know Alien versus Predator films. But for Alien, they did a like original screenplay version for a comic book. And I think Predator they were going to, but there's been some legal issues with Predator because of Disney has bought them from Fox, and like original screenwriters and stuff in the rights, because like that was a big thing that as a comic book reader, when Disney got those Alien versus Predator books and all that stuff, you know, has been thrown around with rights and stuff. And Marvel in the last couple of years was trying to do Alien and Predator books. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, they're going to do the verses, but Alien books came out first. Predator had to be delayed because of the rights issues.
That reminds me, and this is completely tangential, doesn't Disney also own Alien? The Alien
Disney
franchise?
owns Alien.
I remember when they bought that, people were joking that the Alien Queen is now a Disney princess.
Yeah, all Fox properties are owned by Disney now.
Interesting.
And Predator and Alien were Fox properties.
Interesting.
So they are, anything that's brand new is considered a Disney production.
Interesting. Okay. It's so funny because in hindsight, like, Alien vs. Predator feels like it writes itself. One of the notes that I made when I was joking about, like, the homoeroticism, when Predator, like, takes his mask off, I was like, oh my god, it literally has a pussy face. What the fuck?
I've heard tons of jokes about that, too.
Who hasn't? Yeah. But, like, I had forgotten. Because I just, you know, I was used to seeing its little mask or whatever. I was like, ha ha ha. And then when I saw it, like, I recognized it, but I was like, oh no. the evil pussy has arrived to take down all of these sweaty, beautiful men. And, like, you can't help but, again, draw another parallel back to the alien queen, who is, like, an evil female, but, like, her big thing is, like, all phallic imagery. Like, it feels so much like a response. It feels like it can't possibly be accidental. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this too hard.
Well, I'm seeing something here about the writers were influenced by some things from Aliens, about the Space Marines. That's really all it says. And then it just talks about, you know, stuff in Predator 2, because you see a xenomorph skull in a scene.
Okay, that's cool.
And then, of course, as I talked about, you know, Alien versus Predator, that was a very big thing in the comics in the 90s and the toy line, until they did the movie in 2004.
Crazy.
These two franchises, these two alien-type franchises, I think when they made these movies, they weren't expecting them to be kind of big, global franchises with big, you know, toy lines and stuff, compared to, like, when you, like, think of, like, Star Wars or any superhero movie. Like, that's what they're thinking about. Like, yeah, we're going to make money on these movies when we release them, well, you know what? We're going to make a way more on licensing on toys.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, there's definitely toys and other things for Alien and Predator. There's games and there's comics and toys and all that. Yeah, this is just another movie of the franchise that has recently been revamped because we had a new movie last year, which definitely I think you should see that one too. Predator Badlands.
Okay.
And actually, I think the year before that, or maybe around the same year, they did an animated movie, which is like a vignette stories, where it's like 3 different stories that all tie into one, and it goes into way more lore of the Predators. Because a lot, like especially this movie and the second movie teases more lore and mythology of the Predator than anything. Because like this movie is like it's just a random alien, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh, here we are. Here's an alien that has all this crazy technology, invisible cloaking device, it's got laser guns, blades, and, like, all this stuff. And, like, why? Why is it here? And, like, we don't really know.
Thank you.
More movies explain it. Some of them are good. Some of them are not. But
yeah. That's so funny, too, that, like, you bring that up. Because that was something that I did write in my notes was... Again, it felt like a movie written by an 8-year-old. Like, it was so hard for me because Alien and Aliens, I actually, like, really adored. I thought they were really well written. I thought they were really thoughtful. They, like, were working on multiple levels. There's a lot there to dig into. And, like, you're not sitting there questioning, like, why the xenomorphs? Like, they're a natural force. They're an animal that exists in the universe. We're not sure about the level of intelligence, but, like, they're there and they're a threat. Okay. When they, like, get to the colony, again, you're not asking the question of, like, well, why the colony? Well, it's because, like, that's the planet they're from, and, like, they're part of the, like, indigenous fauna, so there you go. But with the Predator, like, the Predator came to our planet. It immediately raises questions of, like, but why is he here?
Yeah, that's the first, like, image you see. You see this kind of okay-ish spaceship model that just flies, and they do a really good job. Like, it's dark, and, like, we're doing it really quick because we know it doesn't look good, not compared to Alien.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's there, and then
and he just shoots off into the planet.
We go like, into the movie. We go into these characters, but...
And so you just can't help but wonder, like, okay, but, like, why is this guy here? Yeah. Why is it only one? Why does he have this technology? Why does he care about hunting these people in the jungle?
Yeah, which I don't think they really thought about that. And I think that's what we get writers and other creators later on. They really go into more depth, which is great because how I see it today is people our age, you know, they grew up watching these movies and now they're into the industry and they create newer, more nuance to new movies, and they add so much more to the movies that didn't really have, like, especially this one didn't have a lot of information. We don't know what's going on, and they create so much more. What did you think of the music?
I did notice the music while they were on the chopper to go in. I was like, wow, the music balance is really aggressive. It's diegetic. Because it was so loud.
This movie.
I feel terrible.
Like the theme music.
I didn't even hardly notice it. Oh, actually, the Predator leitmotif is very effective because it's so different from the rest of the music. But I could not tell you a damn thing about anything other than the Predator leitmotif.
The one where it's like, do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do. So I was looking on IMDb on, like, the names, and it's very interesting that IMDb has, like, Stan Winston as uncredited, even though during the credits of the movie, their names are right there.
Weird.
And, like, music was done by Alan Silvestri, which he's done tons of great
I was going to say, scores. Even I know Silvestri.
And
that's crazy.
Yeah. So, and I thought that bit of the music was good.
Yeah, it just genuinely didn't stand out that much to me. It was... fine.
This is definitely, I think, a movie that I think if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But it doesn't compare to, I mean, Aliens. Really, it's definitely a lower rating.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, this is also the '80s. It's like golden time for Arnold. He's in so many action movies.
I wouldn't generally consider Arnold Schwarzenegger to be, like, a particularly strong actor, but, like, when they're in the jungle and, like, the alien kills, like, the first guy in their crew, and he says, "Did you find Hawkins?" And the person responds with, "I can't tell," and he has this, like, little thing with his eye, like, oh shit. I was like, good job, Mr. Schwarzenegger, that was real acting. Well done.
Yeah. Do you want to do, like, final thoughts of the movie?
Oh.
Would you watch this again?
Would I watch Predator again?
Yeah. One time, good enough.
I would watch it again specifically to like capture more instances of the camera being accidentally homoerotic because I thought it was hilarious. But for like my own edification, probably not.
Yeah.
I think I gave star rating for Aliens last time, and I would say that this one was like a 2 out of 5 for me. It was fine, you know, it was a movie. But it was an action movie that I almost fell asleep during, which is not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this movie when I first watched it. A lot of these movies played on TV, and obviously they were kind of edited, but, you know, then watching it later on, like, oh, okay, here's all the blood and gore and, you know, some swear words. Yay.
It did have extremely good gore. No complaints there.
But, yeah, I think it's a good movie to kind of start off. I didn't see why they needed to do a franchise, but it's here, so there's no complaints.
Yeah.
But, like I said, there are better movies later on, and then there's also some ones that you're like, why did we make this? What was the thought process on this?
Okay, so next time is going to be a little bit of a change. Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see that one since it came out in 1999. My parents assured me it was not appropriate for me. I guess we'll have to find out.
Well, depending on your age in 1999, that's probably true. Your parents were probably right. It was not appropriate for you.
I was like a freshman in high school, I think.
Yes. That
they were correct.
Be correct. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you, Josh. And I guess let's see you next week. Goodbye.
See you later.